everyone. My name is Marcus Benjamin, and I'm the founder of A&M Career Consultant. I'm also the host of Under the Microscope, in which we take individuals' career and just kind of put it under the microscope and dissect it, have some conversation about it, and just bring all their work that they did to the forefront. Today, I'm joined by Gabriela Santos. Hi, Gabriela.
Hi, Marcus.
All right.
How are you?
I'm doing well. I'm doing well. Gabriela is actually the president of A&M Career Consultant, and she's also the host of Impacto, that's highlighting Latino success. So today, I have the honor of working with her on our very first episode of Under the Microscope, and we have a very, 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 very special guest that we're going to introduce to you. His name is Darwin Harris. We're going to bring him in just a few minutes, but just want to give you a little idea of A&M Career Consultants. So we are a non-for-profit organization registered and operating out of the state of New York. Our main focus is to bring a high level of career coaching to underserved and underprivileged communities throughout the New York area. Some of our key services we focus on is resume writing, interview prep. We help people with their LinkedIn profile, right? Help them in mock interviews and so many more. To get in touch with us, please send us an email at info@amcareerconsultant.org. You can also visit our website at www.amcareerconsultant.org. So, Mr. Darwin Harris, welcome to Under the Microscope, and we're going to take your career under that microscope and we're going to dissect it, bring it to light, kind of share with all of our viewers your work. So welcome.
Thank you. Thank you for having me. Nice to meet you, Gabriela. Thanks for having me, Marcus.
You are welcome.
I'm joyful to be here.
You're welcome. You're welcome. And Gabriela, anything you want to say before we get the show on?
I just want to say that we're thrilled to have you. I've watched some of your work and it's amazing. So we're very excited to have you, and thank you for joining us.
Yeah, thank you.
Welcome.
All right. Welcome, welcome, welcome. So Darwin, I know I've known you for a couple of years, and I kind of watch your work, as Gabriela alluded to, and I was really, really impressed of your career, some of the roles you play, where you had a great impact. The latest one that you did is over the Christmas holiday. If you could tell us just a little bit about that, and so we, with our viewers, we're going to show a little snip of it, a little snapshot of some of your movies of what you did, but just to kind of get an idea, because I was really captivated by the work you did over the Christmas holiday, and if you could just share with our viewers, like what was the movie about, what's the name and everything.
Okay, so the movie is called A Silent Night, A Christmas Journey. It was actually produced by Times Square Church here in New York. It's a story about a kid, an autistic kid named Charlie, who, when he's leaving work, he comes across a bunch of different people whose lives he's able to affect and change. I play the role of Gabriel, a homeless person who becomes friends with him and helps him along the way. And there's some exciting revelations as the film goes on about our relationship and about my character. Yeah.
Awesome. We're not going to give the whole 9 yards of the film. We want to give them a little teaser. But definitely we will put the link. It was streaming on YouTube, so I'll put the link in the bottom of this video in the description. So, you can always click on it. This is for our guests. You could always click on it and go directly and enjoy it. But we're not going to give you everything. We want you to go see it. We want you to experience the great work that Darwin and his team did, especially over the Christmas holiday. I watched the entire thing. I'm not really an emotional guy that much, but got me a little chummy. So I had to kind of pull myself together, and yeah. So I was. It brought out that 2% of vulnerability in that I kind of try to suppress as much as I can, but I'm human, so it's all good. It's all good. At least nobody wasn't around. My wife, she wasn't around, so she didn't see with that tear drop and so forth, you know. But she heard the laughters because there was some funny parts in it that really, yeah. So, but that was really good. I really enjoyed it. I know Gabriella had the opportunity to view it. Gabriella, what was your take on it?
I loved it. I really did. It was an amazing work. And kudos to you and the rest of the cast. It was really well written, great message. You guys did amazing. And you're welcome. I'm one of those people. I'm sensitive, so I cry. I cry when I'm happy. I cry when I'm excited. When I'm sad. When So it was a great. It was a great combination of laughter and emotion, and it was great. I recommend.
Well, no, I mean, thank you. And it was really funny because I was crying too, and I actually knew. I've read the script like 1,000 times, and obviously wasn't set. And like there's moments. Of course, you add music and things like that. That actually helps it as well. But the thing that I love about it, it's a couple of things. Is that even though it can be marketed as a Christmas film, it's also a film that people can relate to on everyday life too. You know what I mean? So it just happens to take place during Christmas. And also it actually gives people a different perspective on autistic people, because a lot of times people have an idea of what autistic people are like, and they forget that autism is a whole spectrum. Right. So you have this kid who has autism, but he's able to use his personality and just who he is, the purity of who he is, in order to change lives of people who aren't autistic. Yes. Yeah, so like very, very touching in that way, and very, the guy who played Charlie, Caleb, he has a pure spirit to begin with, like a very pure, like just like a nice personality. Right. And I've been getting, compliments from him about him, because a lot of people think that he's actually autistic in real life when he's not. But he really plays the part brilliantly.
That was huge. I know when I spoke with you about it, I was one of those people that asked you the question if he is in real, autistic. But I mean, what great work, man! To be able to take on that role in which he played and bring to light, like some of the challenges, that autistic people in our society has, but yet they could still be impactful in our society, and they can help bring change and reach people when we don't have, as a society, have high expectations for them.
Absolutely.
That was really, really great. So a question for you, for that movie, I know you did many more. I know you started in movies like Reel and so many other different movies. What made this movie different from all the others that you did?
Well, I mean, from a creative standpoint, it really, like some movies are made just for the sake of making a movie, but this one, I mean, it really tells a story. Like it really, pushes forward. Like I said before, like the gives you an idea of what autistic people are like, but also it focuses on the family. And one of the themes of the movie, in my opinion, is just love. So when you have a film that has a focus on family, love, and gives you the opportunity to learn something about something that you may have not had the opportunity to learn about, like, how autistic people actually relate to the world. It's something that ends up being a rewarding kind of thing for us performing it. But then, people leave the film actually thinking about, okay, hey, here's this autistic kid who has this kind of effect in someone's life. How much more can I be impactful on people's lives around me? You know, people that I don't know, because Charlie in this film, you know, goes around just like meeting random people he doesn't know, has a little conversation with them. Some of the conversations are major conversations.
Right.
And, you know, after that conversation, they look at him like, wow, you know, Charlie, you're really special, and thank you. You know, so if he can do that, how can we, you know, like in our lives, especially now with COVID and, you know, people going through so many different struggles financially and things like that, how can we change people's lives just by having a conversation with them?
Right.
I see somebody, you know, begging for change outside. One little conversation can really be impactful, whether it be for a minute or an hour.
Right.
So yeah.
Right. All right, great. So if you can, we're gonna dig a little bit. So we're gonna take your career under that microscope. So what made you get into acting? Like, where did that come from?
Oh man. So my first creative endeavor was music. I started off like, I think it was in first grade playing piano. And then I started playing trumpet. And I played trumpet from fourth grade up until, I guess, 12th grade. I still play as a hobby now, but like as far as being serious, that's how I started. And my goal was to actually be a professional jazz musician. My friends, Neil Kane, Gerald Jackson, Aaron Topfer, we had a jazz quartet in high school, and we would go around St. Louis, where I'm from, and playing, you know, gigs around town. Neil actually is has been the bass player for Harry Connick Jr. for the past 20 years.
Oh, wow.
So like most of the people in that group have gone on to be professional musicians. So my sophomore year in high school, they had an audition for this musical, West Side Story. I don't know if you're familiar with that. It's basically like a musical telling of the Romeo and Juliet story.
Yes, I saw it. I saw it. That was good, man. I mean, it's just the cast and how everything was laid out, and here you are in the middle, and I mean, you were really projecting your voice, really getting it out there. So I was really impressed with that one. But yeah, go ahead, man.
So I did that, and that was the first time where I actually felt more comfortable performing on anything that wasn't related to playing trumpet.
Oh, wow.
So the next year, my high school did a production of Dreamgirls, and they actually wanted me to play the part of the lead singer's brother, who's a songwriter. So they actually incorporated my trumpet playing on stage on the show. And after that, I was like, okay, I really feel a lot more comfortable acting and performing on stage in this aspect than actually playing the trumpet.
Right.
So then that summer, this film, Mo Better Blues, came out, and Denzel Washington plays a trumpet player who lives in New York, really popular trumpet player. And not to spoil anything, but he ends up getting into a fight, and he gets his lip busted, and he can't play anymore. It's like, then I started thinking, okay, why, like, how wise is that to actually have your entire livelihood based on your lips? I mean, you can slip and fall in the shower, get into a car accident, and then the next thing you know, your career is gone. So that actually pivoted me to go into acting. And then I went to college and got my theater degree from Northeast Missouri State University. Currently, they changed the name to Truman State University. And then I moved to Chicago from there and started my career a long time ago.
Not too long ago, man. I'm telling lies.
Well, you know. Yeah, so I started in Chicago doing theater and commercials and whatnot. And then I got fortunate enough to get a role in Home Alone 3. That was my first truly a professional movie or TV role. And that was just, I mean, you think about the process of becoming an actor, because the odds really aren't for you to actually get a part, because so many different elements play a part. My Home Alone 3 audition, there was probably at least in the room when I was there, probably like 30 people, but they had been seeing people all day. So if you like say, okay, if there's 30 people for every hour, and maybe close to 1,000, maybe less than that. So I go in, I do the audition, and then I got a call that I got it about 3 months later. And then I filmed it in the spring of 1997. And yeah, so many different things play a part in someone getting a role, because, for this, I was a police officer, but they could have gone female, they could have gone Hispanic, Asian, any other route, but I ended up getting the part. So that was just, like a sign of how, okay, if you just go in and just do your best and just leave it where it is, even though you're not in control of it, you just know that you're confident in like doing what you did, and then let the chips fall where they may.
Right.
So yeah. So from that, I just kept doing theater and just kept auditioning and taking classes, and I just kept getting opportunities. I was actually having a conversation with a friend of mine a couple of days ago about this business. Is okay, most industries, there's a point A to point B to point C to how you get work. So, you like go to college, go to law school, pass the bar, get a job as a lawyer, go to med school, pass the MCAT, and then become a doctor. But with acting, there really is no true route to getting it. I mean, like, yeah, you can take my route and go to theater school and get a degree and then start pursuing it. But especially now with social media, it's to the point now where I'll have auditions and they'll actually ask me how many Instagram and Twitter followers I have. Because
it matters.
Yeah. So they want to know that, okay, does this person have an instant following? Because if I have 780 Instagram followers, but then some nobody, or I don't want to say nobody, but like someone who's not a trained actor, has 500,000 Instagram followers, who they're going to go with?
Right.
Because it is a business, So yeah, so it's changed a little bit, but getting into it, it's been fun. I mean, there have been times where I've gotten roles that I probably wasn't necessarily the best actor for. For example, I did a commercial for this grocery store called Food Lion. It's like a regional grocery store in Florida in the southeast. And I went in and like basically bombed the audition. I'm like, okay, so I got called back. I'm like, what? So they called me back, and like that audition was okay, but like it wasn't something where I left like, oh man, I killed that. Right. So when I got the call that I booked it, I was just really, really shocked, but whatever. So a couple of days later, I go to the set and I see the kid who's playing my son. He looks just like me. Like that was when I realized that they cast the kids first.
Yeah.
Right.
And they cast the adults based on, the look and the whole dynamic of that. So even though my audition wasn't the best audition because I looked like this kid,
right.
I was able to get the part. So yeah. So it's just, there's no rhyme or reasons. Like you just got to go in and do your thing, and hopefully you
get the part.
Things will fall out. Yeah, and also something that I learned early on too is that I don't necessarily audition to get the part. I just audition just to do a good job and hopefully build a relationship, because there have been times where I've auditioned, killed it, didn't get it, but then they called me like a month later for a part that I was right for, and then I didn't even audition for it. They just offered it to me.
Right.
So you just got to go and just like do your best. And like that just falls for any kind of career. Just go in, work hard. When you're in school, when you're in the job, put in 100%. And like, you never know who's watching, and you never
That's-
know
That's true.
who's in the place to, make your career go a little higher. So.
All right, Gabriella, you have anything?
No, I love that because it like you said, it's with anything. You never know who's watching. You never know who you can inspire and impact and make a difference. So it's about giving it your all, giving it your best, and whatever is meant to be will be.
Yeah. No, and some people do a good job to be seen,
Right.
but other people just do a good job because of their work ethic, because they want to do a good job. And like those are the ones that,
right.
Yeah. And like those are the ones that actually end up being seen.
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
Because like, they aren't working all hard. Like, hey, somebody looking at me?
You're trying to listen. It's about being authentic too.
Yeah.
Like people can come on, vibes don't lie, and when you're trying too hard, people will see it and they'll feel it, and it's like, no, not feeling you.
Yeah. And like that goes for jobs, that goes for dating.
Yeah. Like, anything.
Sweating the girl all hard, all over the DMs, be like, okay, but then the whole playing hard to get or whatever actually works. Just go ahead and just be you, and then you'll end up getting, who you want, what you want. Yeah.
All right. So let me ask you, like in everything that you do, there are challenges, there are success. What are some of the challenges in the film business over your career that you have experienced, and how did you get over them?
Well, I mean, I think it's the biggest challenge is the transition from, doing the plays in college and doing the plays in high school to actually getting into the professional mindset of things. For example, when I was in college, I was having a good time doing the plays and everything, and just having a good time is like really, really loose. And it's kind of like if you're a kid playing house or playing a game, you aren't worried about who's looking at you. You're just focused on playing the game. You're just having a good time, right? So when I moved to Chicago and started doing it professionally, it became about paying rent. And then I lost that sense of play that I had when the stakes weren't as high. So for me, it was really about finding a balance of, okay, going into this room and preparing for an audition and being prepared, but still having that sense of just, joy and play in it. And going along with that, obviously the bigger challenge is being able to accept the fact and navigate the fact that, yeah, you could be the best performer in the room, but because you're not tall enough or old enough or young enough or dark enough or light enough, or you may not look like, this person who's supposed to play your son, that you might not get the part. So just focus on just doing really, really good work. And that was a challenge early on. So like now I've kind of accepted, okay, I am who God made me to be. So I'm just going to go into the room and just do me. And, if it's in the plan for me to get it, cool. If not, then I have faith that somewhere down the road, that work that I put in will pay off. And then also, I think one of the challenges too is keeping your ego in check.
Yeah.
Because the thing about acting and any sort of performing or like any kind of job, I think, is that it's kind of like working out. If you go to the gym every day for the 6 months, for 6 months every day, and you're like running and doing your cardio and doing your weights, as time goes on, you're going to get stronger and stronger. But then as soon as you take 6 months off and then start back up again, it's as if you are like starting back from scratch. So the thing with, work and acting is you have to always be in class, always working on it. So, I mean, even if there's a spell where you aren't actually auditioning or working, you should still be reading, practicing your skill, because, what do they say? Success is when opportunity meets preparation.
Right.
So to always be prepared and always be ready, because you never know when you have the opportunity to get a job, and then you don't want to be out of shape, so to speak.
Right.
So to always be ready. So I mean, so like the ego aspect is, okay, a lot of people equate taking class with you not being ready. So I don't need to take class. I've been doing this for 20 years. But no, you need to take class because like it's a muscle. It's like a muscle memory. It's a muscle. It's kind of like a workout. So that's been a minor challenge as well.
All right, awesome. Well, I want to take this opportunity just to show a little clip of some of the work you have done. I just want to put it out there. This work does not belong to A&M Career Consulting, but that's what, something that is out there on YouTube, and I found it really, really interesting that we can use to share with our viewers. So I'm just going to bring it up. It's about 3 minutes. So we just do like a little taste of it, so that way everyone can kind of see it.
Really? Is she one of your students, Daniel?
No. Aisha goes to a
Cobra Kai. It's the best thing that ever happened to her. For a while, she hit a real rough patch, poor thing. But Sensei Lawrence made her tough.
Cobra Kai, didn't they do that thing at Valley Fest? Oh. Yeah, they said it was like a Van Halen concert.
Yeah, that was...
Got it on my phone.
Hey, young man, you have some extra change to spare? Pennies, dimes, dollars?
I have pennies and quarters and...
Is that all you have, young man? Can you give me something to eat then?
I have a sandwich here.
Are you kidding me? You took a bite already.
I'm sorry. How did you know?
You can give me germs like that.
I'm sorry.
I can get sick from you if I eat that.
I'm sorry.
All right, now.
May I help you? I'm just meeting some friends.
I'm sorry, sir. Members only.
Oh, but I'm a friend of...
Even so, sir, we have a strict dress code.
You asked them for help, and it didn't matter. They knew black people were being threatened, and what'd they do? Not a damn thing. This family deserves answers.
So what you're saying is there's no absolutes to our stories?
I guess, yeah.
Are you sure about that?
Yes.
Are you absolutely sure?
I just don't think that you or anyone else has the right to shove your opinions about how life should be lived
Well,
down
I
our
can't
throats.
speak for anyone else. Mr. Matthews, please have a seat. But I believe that if we continue living our lives by our own standards of good and bad choices, choosing what's right and wrong for ourselves instead of adhering to a higher power, we'll end up in a world filled with disparaging chaos and consequence, which undoubtedly yours will turn into if you continue to be late to my class one more time. Are we clear?
She'd say to me, she'd say, baby, sunlight is the best disinfectant. Now, at the time, I really didn't understand what she meant. I just thought she was getting on me about my chores, But it wasn't until a couple years back it really dawned on me what she meant. The cure to society's ills. Shed light.
So I was wondering, what is your favorite work to date? What is that work you've done that is just very dear and special to you?
I'd say the Silent Night movie, just because of how it there's actually two, but the Silent Night movie, just because about a month or so before I got the call to do this, I had been trying to figure out like a way to actually transition the kind of work that I do, because I do want to do more stuff that is not just entertaining, but also rewarding in the sense of, making people feel a certain way about things, and kind of like in the faith-based category as well.
Yes.
And so I just started going to this church about 2 years ago, because I actually moved to New York from Los Angeles back in 2016, and started going to this church, and I was trying to get involved in this, see if they had like a theater ministry. So I got in contact with this guy who told me that they didn't have anything going on at the time. So every now and again I would talk to him, and then COVID happened.
Right.
And they decided to make this film actually during COVID. So he like called me up and asked me if I was available to audition for it. And actually, here's actually a funny story. The role that I auditioned for was the role of one of the kids' grandfather. And as soon as I got the scene, I'm like, okay, I'm clearly not old enough to play the grandfather of a 22-year-old kid. Right. So I just went in, just had a good time, like I said before, like had fun and did my thing. And then they called me and told me that they wanted to cast me in another role, which actually ended up being a more significant or impactful role in the film. And then, yeah, so that was cool. But I did a film, how long, like 6 or 7 years ago, called Confessions of a Prodigal Son. And this is a film that I auditioned for and didn't get the part.
Wow.
Right? So 2 days before they were supposed to start shooting, this lady who played this part of this a professor basically quit. She got like another high profile job, and she basically quit 2 days before they're supposed to start shooting. So the director called me up and was like, "How fast can you learn a part?" And I was like, "Wow, what's going on?" He said, "Because this lady who was casting the role got another gig, and she said that she can't do it. So we actually shoot tomorrow, and it's 6 scenes, and there's lots of dialogue. Can you do it?" So I was like, hey, give it to me. I'll put it down. So in terms of the process and, going in, because she quit on a Thursday, they called me on a Friday. We shot on a Saturday.
Boy.
And it's one of those kind of scenes where I was a professor, and, there's like lots of long lecture scenes.
Yeah.
But we shot all the scenes in one day. So I'm like, okay, how am I going to do this? Because it was like a whole lot of dialogue.
Yeah.
And then went in there and just put it down. Yeah.
Wow.
That was fun.
So you had to turn to the Father for guidance.
Yep. And also, but that's also a thing too, where I was saying before, is that, I mean, okay, you have to always be prepared. And like,
right.
That was actually in a stage in my career where I wasn't necessarily doing anything, but I was in class, and I was in a place where I was constantly memorizing stuff just for class, like scenes in class and monologues in class and things like that. So because I had my technique down of how to do it, then I was just able to apply that to this particular scenario.
That's awesome. Yeah. I mean, that's what it's all about. You just gotta keep going and stay current and get up with the times. And like you said, success is when opportunity meets preparation. And
So that's on Amazon Prime, Confessions of a Prodigal Son.
Oh, I was about to ask you.
Yeah. I believe it's still on Amazon Prime. It's either Amazon Prime or probably in Hulu. It was on Netflix for a little bit, but Yeah, but I do think it's on Amazon Prime right now.
I'll definitely look for it.
Yeah, like a little tidbit that I just got in that part. It's like, okay, how am I gonna be able to play this off? So like, it ended up working out.
Listen, you were ready, and you know the Father helped you. I'm sure it was meant to be.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Okay, I'll be home soon. Okay, Mom. Bye.
Hey, young man, you have some extra change to spare? Pennies, dimes, dollars?
I have pennies and quarters and...
Is that all you have, young man? Can you give me something to eat then?
I have a sandwich. Here.
Are you kidding me? You took a bite already.
I'm sorry. How did you know?
You can give me germs like that.
I'm sorry.
I can get sick from you if I eat that.
I'm sorry.
All right, now.
Hey, get away from my brother. Wait, did you just take his sandwich?
He gave it to me.
Charlie, did you give him your sandwich?
Yes.
Okay, fine. Well, now that you have something to eat, you can leave my brother alone.
Or what? What are you gonna do, huh?
Well, I'm not going to do anything. But my older brother's standing right behind you. He's going to do whatever's necessary.
Is there a problem?
Yeah, he was bothering Charlie.
Who, me? Oh, not me, tough guy. I was simply talking to the young man, and he came over.
Listen, nobody bothers my sister or my brother. You got that? Well, I'll tell you what. I'm gonna count to 10, and you better start running before I'm done.
Or what?
Or you won't be able to run.
Okay, then, well, I guess I'll fly away. Woo, woo, woo. Here I go, I'm flying. I'm flying away.
Are you okay, Charlie?
Yes.
What did he want?
He wanted Charlie's sandwich. I came around the corner and saw him picking on Charlie.
He wasn't picking on me. He just wanted a sandwich.
I know it seems that way, Charlie, but you have to be careful with people around the street. Not everyone's your friend. Remember what Mom always tells you when you get off that that
Come straight home.
Right. Always.
Come straight home. But Tara's right, all right? You never know how dangerous people can be. Always come straight home, okay?
Okay. Hug, please.
What about me? Don't I get any love?
Come on.
Hey, what's that on your face? Is that a bruise?
Hey, Charlie, can you give me a Dr. Pepper from the corner store?
Mom said no soda.
Right, Charlie, sorry. How about just the juice then, please?
Okay. No, it's okay, Joey. I'll buy it. I have a job now.
Charlie!
Oh, yeah.
That was funny. Here I go flying away.
That was fun.
That was fun.
Yeah.
And the germs part, like the nerve. He's given a sandwich, and then he's like, "Are you kidding me? You took a bite already?"
Yeah. That was definitely fun.
So let me ask you. So now we're going to have a lot, for all the viewers. Might be of different age, different race, from different walks of life. You may have a young teenager or a child who might be looking at this episode of our podcast Under the Microscope and seeing your story. What words of encouragement you can give to them if they want to pursue a career in the film business?
All I can do is stay in class and stay confident. Like, don't let anybody tell you that you can't do it, because there's so many people out there who are doing it for the wrong reasons. If you're successful, you can become famous and you can become rich and all that kind of stuff. But if you have a foundation of doing it for the right reason because you actually love doing it, then it won't matter if you're famous or not, because like the chances of you becoming rich and famous really aren't very, it's not realistic. Like the Tom Cruises and the Denzels and all those guys, they're probably part of the 1%. But if it's something that you truly, truly love to do, you'll do it on stage, you'll do it on camera, you'll just take every opportunity to act, have an opportunity to act. So, I mean, like the one word of advice that I just have is just, just know why you're doing it, and to always stay ready and stay in some sort of a class or coaching, because that's what, like I said before, if you want to be successful, you have to be prepared, because you never know when you'll be at the mall and Steven Spielberg says, "Hey, you'll be perfect for my movie." So you want to be ready when you walk into that room and he asks you to read a script. So yeah, stay ready.
Right. Oh, stay ready. So you all heard the message. You got to stay ready. Always be prepared. And I guess it's safe to always say you got to work on yourself. Stay true to yourself. And that opportunity arise, you definitely would be at a good place to jump on it. I know we're coming down to the end of our episode. So Gabriella, I'm not sure if you wanted to ask any other questions.
I just want to give you kudos. You have great talent, and I'm a fan.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
And I'll be following your work, and I think that amazing things are yet to come, even better things.
Appreciate you, Gabrielle.
And we're gonna be inviting you back, because I know you have some work in the pipeline coming up. I'm not sure if you could talk about it, or but if you can, we would love to hear it.
Yeah. So Times Square Church is doing an Easter film. We actually started filming that on Friday. Yeah.
Wow, we caught you at a good time.
Yeah. So we started doing that this coming Friday, and it's an Easter film. It's I wouldn't say that it's as full of rainbows and roses as the Christmas one is. It's a little more dramatic and intense, because it's about the Christ crucifixion. But it's basically it's called 3 Days Later, and it's about the 11 disciples minus Judas, who are up in the upper room after Christ got crucified, and basically all the guilt and pain and anger that they're dealing with up in that room for 3 days.
Oh, wow. I'm looking forward to that. I'm looking forward. When are we expecting to see that? When would it be, and where would it be aired?
It's going to be on YouTube again, and that's going to be I don't know when I think it comes out Easter, I guess, like Easter. I don't know what the Easter date is, but I think it's April, or is it March this year? I don't know. But
I never know, but we'll Google it. We'll definitely look out for it.
Yeah, and it's not a full-length film. It's actually a two-part, kind of like a mini-series kind of thing. So it's like a two-part episodic, so 20 minutes each, 2 episodes. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, but it's really, really good. It's really emotional, and I mean, if you were crying during the Silent Night, the Christmas Journey film, you'll definitely be crying in this one, because like this is just very emotional.
All right. I'll be really looking forward to it. And I think probably once everything is done, we get an opportunity to view it. Again, we would love to welcome you back. Know that you're always welcome on E&M Career Consulting Foundation Incorporated under the Microscope. We would love for you to come back and share some of your work. We'll do a follow-up, so our viewers will know, continue to be in the know of what you're doing. So, Darwin, thank you so much, man. I mean,
thank you.
There's so many other things you probably could have been doing now, but you take this opportunity to come spend some time with us. and give us the opportunity to take your career under the microscope, get a little idea of who you are, your work, and so forth. So greatly appreciate it. And I wish you all the best in future endeavors. And as Gabriella, she's late to the game. I've always been a fan of yours. So I introduced her to your work. So yeah, so I'll continue doing that. And I know she's going to do the same. You know, I think it's good when you can recognize talent and you can recognize good work. So thank you so much.
Thank you. Man. Awesome.
Yes, thank you. And tell us where they can find you on social media.
Yeah, so you can find me on Darwin L. Harris on Instagram, and Facebook's Darwin Harris. I don't do the whole Twitter or TikTok or thing. And then, you know, I have my IMDb page, which is the Internet Movie Database. You can just search me in there and all my credits come up. And my TV and film reel is as well as my commercial reel as well. Where you can actually see that kid who looks like me.
Oh, we'll be going and look at it. I promise you.
My commercial reel, yeah. So
definitely. Awesome.
But good work, man. Good work. We'll be in touch.
All right.
Yeah, I'll definitely be following you on Instagram.
All right, thank you. I look forward to it.
You're welcome.
All right. Bye-bye.
Thanks for your time. Bless.
So everyone, comes to the end of our very first episode of Under the Microscope. My name is Marcus Benjamin. I had the pleasure again of spending some time with Gabriela Santos, who is the host of Impacto, highlighting Latino success, and our very special guest, Darwin Harris, for taking the time to come spend with us today. All the best. Again, if you need to reach us at A&M Career Consulting, you can send us an email at info@amcareerconsulting.com, or you can visit us at www.amcareerconsulting.org. Have a great day. Darwin, thank you again. Gabriela,
thank you.
Have a good one. Our audience, we will see you in our future episodes. Have a good one. Take care and be safe.